Okay. Make sure OBS is going. Yep. Yep. Are we live? I think we're live, people! Hey, everybody, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88 here, and welcome to another edition of the Linux Coffee House. I will get started in just a few minutes, but first, housekeeping. If you enjoy these live streams just as much as I do, then smash that like button, ring-a-ding that notification bell, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So, good morning, everybody. How you doing? I know I'm doing good. Got coffee, got Storm OS running, and we're gonna bring you some news articles in a few minutes. Before we get started, I want to go over the schedule with you guys. There's at least one more event for the month of October. I mean, not October. For the month of September, sorry. There's one more event for the month of September that I want to go over with you guys before we get started. Um, September 30th, 4 p.m. is the next Edo Pro Dual Night Plus Open Chat, which that is this upcoming Tuesday. Once again, this upcoming Tuesday, 4 p.m. is Edo Pro Dual Night. So keep a lookout for that. Um, also, in case you guys missed it, yesterday was the Arch Linux UEFI live installation with iFree. If you weren't able to catch the live installation last night, a replay of the Arch Linux live installation is on my YouTube channel. So check it out when you can. Um, Other than that, there's really no other announcements at this time. One other thing I would like to mention as well is, I officially now have a Patreon. I will link my Patreon in the description below so you guys can check it out. Um, um, with this Patreon, my YouTube channel is now going to be officially monetized, which means YouTube is pretty much a full-blown job for me now. Yay. Um, on my Patreon is going to be two types of tiers, a green penguin tier and a red penguin tier. One is a $3 monthly membership, the other is a $5 monthly membership. And both of these tiers will have Linux, tech, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content videos on them both, but they will have different Linux, tech, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Content from each other. You will not get the same videos in both tiers, or in the other tier. And also, I do plan from time to time to have simultaneous YouTube Patreon video releases where I make certain videos for both my YouTube channel and my Patreon tiers as well. So say, for example, if I do a special Linux report, tech report, or maybe a deck profile or something like that, not only will it be on this YouTube channel, but it will also show up in the green penguin tier as well as the red penguin tier of my Patreon. So keep a lookout for that. Other than that, there's no other announcements I have at this time. What do you all say we get into some news articles? Okay. Alright. Sorry, folks, eating a bit of my breakfast. Okay. Here we go. Okay, let's look for our 5 news articles for this morning, and I think I have one of them. So we're going to choose this one. I'm going to choose this one. We're also going to choose this one. We're also going to choose this one. And we're also going to choose this one. Okay. We now have our 5 Linux articles. So give me just a second. Okay. All right. Okay, folks. What do you say we get started, shall we? First article of the Linux Coffee House News Show. KDE Plasma 6.5 receives a grayscaling mode. Early feature work towards Plasma 6.6. Following last week's KDE Plasma 6.5 beta release, the focus was shifted to bug fixing ahead of the October release of Plasma 6.5.0. There have been some minor features to still squeeze in. A lot of bug fixing has commenced. Also, some early feature work around Plasma 6.6. KDE developer Nate Graham is out with his weekly summary of all things KDE Plasma. And this is pretty much what is said. Color blindness correction filters for KDE Plasma 6.5 now have a grayscale mode to desaturate all colors on the screen. This grayscale filter for Plasma has been in development for more than the past year. Here's a look at the grayscale KDE Plasma 6.5 effect, which here's a picture right here. Excuse me. And then it says right here, more consistent phrasing for peek at desktop, modernizing the add connection dialog on the KDE system settings network page. Plasma 6.6 will improve the cross-app activation handling on Wayland. Plasma 6.6 will also improve the UI for the color blindness correction feature from the KDE system settings accessibility area. Plasma 6.5 enhances the experience of dragging widgets on top of other widgets. Should be nice and smooth now. And there have also been many bug fixes to land for Plasma 6.5. So far, Nate Grimm criticizes Plasma 6.5 as having relatively new regressions reported and overall looking good ahead of its official October release. And that's it for this article. On to the next article. Ubuntu 25.10's only supported RISC-V platform. QEMU virtualization. Back in June, it was announced by Canonical that for Ubuntu 25.10 release, they would be raising the RISC-V baseline to the RVA23 profile. Even with barely any available RISC-V platforms supporting that newer RISC-V profile, that change is still going ahead and leaves Ubuntu 25.10 on RISC-V currently, only supporting the QEMU virtualized target. Ubuntu 25.10 and beyond mandates the RISC-V RVA23 profile, even with a lack of RISC-V platforms currently supporting that specification. which mandates scalable vector support and other features. Existing RISC-V hardware support is basically relegated to Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. Ubuntu 25.04 for a non-LTS release with more recent packages or using alternative RISC-V Linux distributions. As you guys can see, if you want to pause and read, you can read the stuff here. And there's a screenshot right here to boot. So that's pretty much it for this article. On to the next one. That Ubuntu 25.10's move to Rust core utils is causing major breakage for some executables. I noticed a number of benchmarks failing to run on Ubuntu 25.10 this week, with reported checksum errors on the files. I quickly realized it's due to the recent Rust core utils transition for Ubuntu 25.10, causing some major breakage for those relying on make-self archives. Beyond Ubuntu developers dealing with some performance regressions due to moving to Rust core utils from GNU core utils in Ubuntu 25.10. Some subtype differences in Rust core utils are also causing functionality regression in Ubuntu 25.10. This week, when working on some new Ubuntu 25.10 benchmarks, I was surprised to find that some ND5 checksum errors are being hit, such as when running the Uni Engine benchmarks, their built-in MD5 detection was now failing, or the Gravity Mark benchmark also having a MD5 error. This was initially quite surprising since all my benchmark files are crashing locally on a LAN server and all checksum as well. So the same exact files that I always use for these benchmarks were being ran, and they always ran on other Linux distributions without hitting any ND5 errors. And as you all can see, if you want to pause and read, you can basically read some of that if you wish. Some unfortunate breakage with Ubuntu 25.10 due for release in less than 2 weeks. All of this makeshift breakage was confirmed myself with the latest Ubuntu 25.10 daily state as of today. We will see if this Rust core utils can be resolved in time for launch day to avoid the common makeshift to avoid the common makeshift files from breaking on Ubuntu 25.10, plus any other scripts that may be relying on GNU Core Utils MD5 some behavior. Next article. Intel returns to working on the Habana Labs AI Accelerator Linux driver. After being on a hiatus for more than a year and going through several rounds of Habana Labs driver maintainers due to um uh, hold on a minute, folks. Okay, I'm back, people. Sorry about that. Anyway, after being on a hiatus for more than 1 year and going through several rounds of Habana Labs driver maintainers due to Intel layoffs, there finally is some updated Habana Labs AI Accelerator kernel driver code slated to go into the upcoming Linux 6.18 kernel cycle. There is some new feature work, but still no GOTY free support for the upcoming upstream Linux kernel. New Intel Habana Labs driver co-maintainer Kobe Elbez announced in today's pull request. We're excited to continue the upstreaming of the Excel Habana Labs driver based on the work previously done by OLED, Gabe, and Ofara Beanen from this cycle on. Both me and Konstantin Sinok will be maintaining the driver upcoming, ensuring regular updates into DRM next. This tag contains Habana Labs driver changes for 6.18. It continues the previous upstream work from tags DRM Habana Labs next 2024 623, including improvements in debug and visibility alongside visual general code cleanups and new features such as VMLMAC backed coherent mmap, HLDIO infrastructure, etc. It's been a year and a half since they last pushed updated Habana Labs driver feature code to the mainline kernel. There is now NVMe Direct IO HLDIO, new pass-through APIs, improved hardware recovery, better handling, error handling, and other changes with this pull request for Linux kernel 6.18. The NVMe Direct IO support appears to be the most exciting Habana Labs driver feature for this next kernel cycle. Sadly, though there still is no goalie-free support for this mainline kernel driver, Intel for now is maintaining the goalie-free AI accelerator support in their own downstream out-of-tree driver code. 1 year ago, I was told to expect a goalie-free driver code in October, but that didn't happen. With it now missing out on Linux kernel 6.18 merge window, we'll be waiting until 2026 before seeing any goalie-free support in the mainline released kernel version. And in the event, it's nice seeing a new feature code coming out of Intel for their Habana Labs Linux kernel driver. And now, folks, we get to the final article for the Linux Coffee House. Before I get into the final article, if you enjoy these live streams just as much as I do, then smash that like button, ring a ding that notification bell, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And with that, here's the final article, folks. System 76 releases Pop! OS 24.04 LTS beta alongside Cosmic desktop beta. Overnight, the Linux PC vendor System 76 released their long-awaited Pop! OS 24.04 LTS beta operating system along with the beta milestone of their Cosmic desktop environment. We were expecting the beta milestone in late September, and System 76 managed to deliver. At this stage, though, it's too early to tell when the official releases of the Rust-based desktop, Cosmic Desktop and Pop! OS 24.04 Linux version will take place. Pop! OS 24.04 beta is their big update against an Ubuntu 24.04 LTS base, while the desktop distribution shifts with the new Cosmic beta desktop. Cosmic Beta, meanwhile, for this modern Rust-based desktop, is available not only to Pop! OS, but a great number of other Linux distributions as well. The Cosmic Beta should be more polished than the prior releases, and rounding out being a featureful Linux desktop built on top of Wayland. Those wishing to try Pop! OS 24.04 beta, find it on system76.com. Also available is the Cosmic Beta download. And with that, folks, that is it for this edition of the Linux Coffee House. I thank you all so much for watching, so much for coming. If you enjoyed these live streams just as much as we all do, then smash that like button, ring a ding that notification bell, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Once again, folks, I will have a link to my Patreon down below so you all can check out both the Green Penguin tier and the Red Penguin tier. One is a free $1 a month membership, while the other one is a $5 a month membership. and both will have Linux tech and Yu-Gi-Oh content on them. But they will have different Linux tech and Yu-Gi-Oh content from each other. As well as once again, there will be simultaneous YouTube Patreon video releases, so keep a lookout for that. But anyway, guys, I'm heading up on out of here. And until next time, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88 saying see you later. Have a good rest of your day, folks, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.